certain important reasons and pertinent problems that people in Bharat are facing today, I've decided to create a new playlist called as Buddhi. Buddhi is going to be a collection of highly important videos on certain sensitive topics. I'd like to say more on this towards the end of this video, but for now, let's get straight to the topic. Why Bhagavan Sri Ram left Ma Sita. Sri Ramayanam has been shaping up the ethos of Bharat and the people in Bharat for thousands of years. And the best part is, we don't have to blindly believe or blindly respect Sri Ramayanam unless it has something to offer for you and me to make our lives better today. There is no reason to respect or believe in Sri Ramayanam. There could be parts of Sri Ramayanam which are not palatable or difficult for us to accept, and at the same time, there could be many more coming in from the same Sri Ramayanam which stand as a strong inspiration for all of us. And in the first category, that's situations which are difficult for us to accept, top of the list would be this question on why Bhagavan Sri Ram left Ma Sita. You having that question of why Bhagavan Sri Ram left Ma Sita is nothing wrong. But when you get that question, instead of reading the real aspects from Ramayanam, if you rely on third-party sources or words of mouth, that is where the problem is. So in this short video, I'll try to walk you through those exact parts of Sri Ramayanam in Sanskritam, word by word, which will definitely provide answers to that question. So let's get started. The context that we need to focus to get an answer to that question is at the end of Rama-Ravana Yuddham. After Ravana is killed by Bhagavan Sri Ram, Ma Sita returns to Sri Rama. And then Sri Rama speaks in a very harsh manner towards Ma Sita, which are very hurtful, and that's when she decides to end her life by doing Agni Pravesam. Valmiki Maharshi describes that moment in this very important sloka, the first one, before the Agni Pravesam of Ma Sita happened. Pashyatastam tu Ramasya samepe hrudaya priyam janavada bhayadrajo bhabuva hrudayam davida. And the translation is, Rama, on seeing Sita, he was badly hurt, seeing her after a very long time, and the difficulties she has underwent. And on seeing Sita, who was dear to his heart, he was also burning with the fear of public opinion. Specifically two words, Hrudaya Priyam, Ramasya Hrudaya Priyam, the one who is dear to the heart of Sri Rama, which is Sita. And in the second line, this is the most important one, Janavada Bhayad Rajo. This is the most important word that needs to be understood exactly with the right connotation. In the first line, Valmiki Maharshi used the words Ramasya Hrudaya Priyam, and in the second line he used Janavada Bhayad Rajo. In the first line, Rama is referred as Rama, and in the second line, Rama is referred as Rajo. Why? He hasn't been coronated as a king by then. It was just right after the battle of Rama and Ravana. But the view of Sri Rama is, yes, he will be the king of Ayodhya shortly, and he is deeply worried about what people will talk about the king of Ayodhya. Rama by then already has an enormous amount of responsibility on his shoulders as the future king of Ayodhya. And there is no two ways about it. It is absolutely because of the fear of public's opinion. Rama could not accept Sita back after the war. Undisputably, for Bhagavan Sri Ram, being a righteous king is far more important than being a loving husband. And in the second slokam, Bhagavan Sri Ram expresses his thoughts to Ma Sita in the following words. Praptra charitra samdeha mama pratimukhe sthitha deepo netra turasyeva pratikulasi me drudham. These are the words of Sri Ram towards Ma Sita. Sita, with a suspicion arisen on your character, you are standing in front of me. And here the crucial word is deepo netra turasyeva pratikulasi. Rama says that just like a deepam or the light of fire from a diya is not acceptable or difficult to see for a person with a sore eye or a person having an eye disease. That is exactly how I'm having difficulty to look at you. Here in this slokam, the diseased eye of Sri Rama is representing the public opinion, and Ma Sita is compared with a deepam. So it's very clear from these two slokas that the thoughts and words of Bhagavan Sri Ram are very clear, and he had a fear of public opinion because he bears a very strong responsibility as a righteous king. And this is another important slokam that we need to understand in right context. During Agni Pravesam, when Ma Sita entered the fire, these are the words. Tato hi durmana Rama shrutvaiva vadatam giraha dadjau muhurtam dharmatma bhashpa vyakula lochanaha. And the translation is, Rama looking at Sita burning in the fire. That Rama who stood for dharma became sad and his eyes were filled with tears. Dharmatma bhashpa vyakula lochanaha. Dharmatma means dharma. Atma means the person who stood for dharma. So that's dharmatma. Bhashpa vyakula lochanaha. Bhashpa means tears. His eyes were filled with tears. In that tussle between Rajaram and Sitaram, Rama decided that Sitaram should lose for Rajaram to win. Rama stood for dharma, and that's the bottom line. After Agni Pravesam is completed and Rama was sitting alone crying for Ma Sita, he was exactly asked the same question what people are asking even today. Why? Why did Rama reject Sita? Why he let her end her life by sitting through fire? And these words are directly from Sri Rama on why he took that decision. Balisho bata kamatma Ramo Dasaradatmajaha iti vakshati mam loko janaki mavishodyahi ananya hrudayam bhaktam machat parivartinim ahamapyavagachami maidhilim janakatmajam. The translation is, the world would chatter against me, saying that Rama, the son of Dasaratha, was really foolish and his mind was dominated by lust if I accept Sita without testifying her. These are the words of Bhagavan Sri Ram, and they are quite clear and straightforward. No matter how clear it is that Rama stood for dharma and he prioritized his duties as king over his duties as a husband, it is very difficult for people to accept the decisions of Sri Rama against Ma Sita. And to understand that, we need to understand the purpose of Sri Rama Avataram. Rakshita jiva lokasya dharmasya parirakshita, rakshita swasya dharmasya swajanasya cha rakshita. The purpose of Rama Avataram is, Sri Rama is the protector of all living beings and of the dharma. He is the preserver of his own dharma and also the protector of his people in following their dharma. Rama Avataram is all in all about dharma. No matter how difficult or easy things would be coming our way, it's just about righteousness or dharma. And moving forward to that final moment when Rama decides to leave Sita, that part occurs in Uttara Ramayanam. And don't jump the gun and say that Uttara Ramayanam is all extrapolation or it's a myth and all. No, 101% Uttara Ramayanam is for real, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But coming to Uttara Ramayanam, this slokam, what you're seeing on the screen, I don't want to translate it, pause and read for yourself. This is how people were talking about Bhagavan Sri Ram and Ma Sita. And he, as a righteous king, an upholder of dharma, cannot ignore what his people are talking about himself. And that is when and why Bhagavan Sri Ram leaves Ma Sita into the forest. On this channel, Project SHIVOHAM, we have been producing very important research-based analysis on Sri Ramayanam. And we have been trying to do it in a very unbiased way, where you can read for yourself and then form your opinions about Sri Ramayana. No one forces you to accept or reject Sri Ramayana. It's up to your own choice. But the most important aspect is, it should not be twisted, it should not be extrapolated, it should not be passing different sense than what it actually intends. So focusing on all these aspects in a very unbiased manner, we have been producing documentaries on Sri Ramayanam. And all these are streaming on YouTube on our channel Project SHIVOHAM. The most important documentary that we produced on Sri Ramayanam is Uttara Ramayanam. Is it real or a myth? It is a 1 hour long documentary that I spent 1 full year researching on the same subject. And it is the most authentic that you would ever get on this subject. So if you're interested in this one, do watch the documentary. And it's made in Telugu as well. Telugulo వీడియోలు చేయమని చాలా మంది అడుగుతున్నారు. చేయడానికి ప్రయత్నిస్తా, కానీ అత్యంత ముఖ్యమైనటువంటిది ఈ డాక్యుమెంటరీ ఉత్తర రామాయణం నిజమా లేక కల్పితమా అని. ఇది నేను చేసి చాలా కాలం అయింది, కానీ ఎందుకో ఇది చాలా మందికి రీచ్ అవ్వలేదు. ఈ డాక్యుమెంటరీలో నేను ఎన్నో విషయాలు చెప్పడం జరిగింది శ్రీ రామాయణం గురించి. I will leave the links to both these documentaries in the description below if you're interested. So coming back on the playlist that I mentioned at the beginning of this documentary, Buddhi. Look, a very pertinent issue that we are having today is malicious religious conversions. I'm not talking about people who are voluntarily going into any specific religion, that's up to your choice. And I'm not also stereotyping the entire religious communities coming from the other side as malicious. Rather, my point is, you cannot deny the fact that there are certain malicious religious groups that are constantly at work in converting people. Certain religions are built on the fear psychosis. If you don't follow a god, you will be burnt in hell. If you follow him, you will be taken to heaven. I mean, this is the most atrocious philosophy that goes against the fundamental traits of humanity. But that is not the main driver for this idea of buddhi, a playlist with certain important and sensitive topics. Rather, it is that ignorance and lack of understanding of our own dharmic traditions. And dharmic traditions, by that I don't mean only Sanatana Dharma. It could be Buddhism or Jainism or a Sikh, or for that matter, even an atheist. People have lack of understanding about their own self and the culture from which they come from. And this lack of understanding is being maliciously leveraged by these religious groups in asking certain difficult questions like, oh, why your God left his own wife? What kind of God he is? And when you are in that moment, you don't have an idea of what exactly is written in the scriptures. And that dilemma of yours is capitalized by these scavengers to trick you into conversion. And Buddhi is a playlist where we bring forward certain important topics that kindle thoughts in your mind to learn things for yourself, to get an understanding about things for yourself. Not relying on the videos that we produce, but giving the right references for you to go and read for yourself and protect yourself against these scavengers. That is Buddhi. You can check it on Project SHIVOHAM. And lastly, Sri Ramayanam, Bhagavan Sri Ram, Ma Sita, Lakshmana and Anjaneya Swami. They continue to be the backbone of Bharat, her culture, her people in the past, present and in the future and forever. Jai Sri Ram. And as always, thanks for watching.